Hi all, I've got this protein I'd like to do a quick video on. Okay, it's GNC, that's the store, brand name. I guess you could call it the model name, Pro Performance AMP. It's a pure isolate. Isolate is the type of protein. There's different types of proteins. Isolate would be probably the best. It's the smallest molecule, so after you drink it, it gets into your system faster. See, that's what they're talking about here. Microfiltered whey protein isolate. It's micro, real small molecules. Because it has small molecules, it's fast absorbing. For muscle growth and repair, it gets into your system faster, so your muscles start to repair faster. When you work out, you actually rip your muscles, and then when they grow, that's your muscles actually repairing themselves. It's like when you get a little scab, there's a bump. It's the same thing with your muscles. That's how your muscles grow. You rip them, and then when the muscle grows back, that's when they grow. And the protein helps you do that. Fuels athletic strength and performance. Okay, so I wonder how they do that. These days with most of the proteins, it's more than a protein. They usually add a few other things in there now. That's what this is here, the BCAAs. That's the aminos, and there's like, I don't know, 20, 30 popular aminos. There's hundreds of aminos, but the top 4 or 5, the really good ones, they call those BCAAs, branch chain amino acids. I did a whole video on that, if you want to check that out. Only 1 gram of sugar per serving. That's good, because usually when you're dieting, trying to lose weight, you want to cut your sugar down. You don't want to cut out all your sugar, because your brain works on sugar. Your brain needs sugar. Your brain can only operate on sugar. So I'm not a scientist, but it's something like that. So if you cut out all of your sugar, you'll start getting dizzy after a few days. Chocolate flavored. Usually with the proteins, only go with the chocolate flavor. Vanilla, I like the vanilla for the morning. I use it on my cereal. Stay away from the strawberry. That just, they can't seem to get that flavor right, and it's usually really nasty. But I did see a video just a few months ago. The woman used strawberry protein in some type of morning meal that she made, and that did look pretty good. But just to drink it down, normally just go with the chocolate. Okay, directions: as a dietary supplement, mix 1 scoop with 6 ounces of water, milk, or your favorite beverage. 9 times out of 10, just mix it with some water. But some people do like to use milk, and lots of people like to make a smoothie. A smoothie in the morning with fruit, vegetables, and then they add a scoop of protein. Normally you drink it after you work out, within a half hour or so after you work out. I used to hear 45 minutes. Within 45 minutes after working out, take 25 grams of protein or more. But I had a young fella that worked at a gym tell me it's within 25 minutes now. Your body can absorb more protein right after you work out. But lots of people like to drink some in the morning. Lots of people like to drink it at night before bed. because then your body builds muscle while you're sleeping. Sip on it before you work out. Sip on it while you're working out. So everybody uses it a little different, but the main way would be 1 or 2 scoops right after you work out. See here it says consume 1 or 2 servings per day. Best enjoyed post-workout, after your workout, and throughout the day as an additional source of proteins. So 1 scoop, that's good. 120 calories in 1 scoop, that's low. 1 gram of sugar per scoop. And here's the protein. 25 grams of protein in 1 scoop. Most people, most adults, only need 25 grams of protein a day. I think that's what the scientists say. So 1 scoop, you get 25 grams of protein. Now if you're into bodybuilding, they usually recommend more. I think it's 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, they recommend 200 grams of protein. So that's what, 8 scoops. That's throughout the day. Don't get it all from protein powder. You know, you're also eating food, right? So take, a handful of, take 3 or 4 scoops of protein during the day, and then eat a lot of food that has protein in it too. I've heard that too much protein can be hard on your liver. So, you have to be careful with this stuff. If you take too much, it can hurt your liver or maybe even your kidneys. So I'm not a scientist, but you have to be careful with that stuff. They throw in a little vitamins here and there, but you should still take a multivitamin. And calcium pills, calcium with vitamin D, and fish oils. Those would be the main 3. A general multivitamin, 3 fish oil. I actually had a chiropractor say take 6 fish oil a day. And then calcium with vitamin D. Here's their marketing spiel. Here's the stuff on the aminos. Superior process for ultimate purity, using over 20 steps in a sophisticated process to maximize protein quality. This whey protein isolate provides you an ultra clean option. It says here ultra clean protein, half the sugar. Lots of time you hear people talk about protein and they'll say, oh man, that stuff tastes nasty, I'm not taking that again. Well, what they do is they take a protein, add a lot of sugar, so it tastes good to us. Usually if they take out all the sugar or take out all the salt, it doesn't taste good. That's our American diet. We're used to a lot of sugar. So, it's best if you get used to foods without sugar, or at least cut back as much as possible. Half the cholesterol, lower carbs. You may not think much about eating healthy when you're young, but as you get older, you start worrying about it. So the sooner you start paying attention to eating healthy, the better you'll be when you're older. So what's this say here? Relative to a 36-gram serving of chocolate-flavored GNC Pro Performance 100% whey protein concentrate base formula. So scientific stuff. GNC is a Pennsylvania company. You see here they say Pittsburgh, PA, GNC.com. You can go on GNC.com and download the label as a PDF and read through it if you want. Here's a 800-888-462-2548. 888-462-2548. Store in a cool, dry place. After you open it, you don't have to keep it in the refrigerator. Just don't leave it in the sun. I talked to one fella that worked at a GNC store, and he said, yeah, you can't leave it in the sun because the sun will lessen the protein somehow. The sun reacts with it. So I know I used to carry a small one in my trunk, so I had some with me when I went to the gym. So that's why I had asked him about that. Okay, pure, fast-absorbing protein, providing key naturally occurring amino acids to support optimal muscle growth and performance. I read an article a while back that said they're finding the aminos are the most important vitamin now. So it's good that you take some type of workout powder that has the aminos. The aminos, they also come in pills and liquid forms. But these days they seem to add them to just about everything. 5 grams of aminos. I think that's the standard, 5 grams. So that's all that you need. Leucine, isoleucine, valine, those would be the 3 important ones. 1 gram of creatine. What creatine does is it helps your muscles hold water so they look bigger. I think the standard creatine, if you were to buy one separately, it comes as a powder, is 5 grams. So they're saying just a little bit of creatine. Usually you don't want a lot because your muscles holding water will make you gain weight. So if you're trying to lose weight, some people cut back on the creatine. I read an article that said practically every athlete in the world takes creatine, so they found that it's safe. So I'm not an expert at this stuff, but I just happened to read an article about it. These are just a couple more things that you'll see in other workout powders. Arginine is a popular one. These two I've never seen. Methionine, and glycine. I think I've heard of glycine. Scientific stuff. And then they list the aminos. Oh, this is 5 grams of the BCAAs. BCAAs are like the 4 or 5 top aminos. And then down here they're saying 17 grams of just the aminos. See, there's a whole bunch of aminos, and they're listing the important ones here, or at least the top ones that they think are important. Glutamine is a really popular one. You can actually buy powders, just glutamine, and just take that. But these days I'd go with some type of product. I wouldn't buy that separate. Usually if you buy that separate, you buy it as unflavored. And one time in my life I bought a non-flavored item, and they lied. That non-flavored, it tastes like chemicals. I mean, it was really bad. I tried mixing it with all types of things, and you couldn't cover up that chemical taste. So I think I got through about half of it or so and finally just threw it out. I think it was an amino too, so something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and crack this open and check it out. When you open it, make sure it's sealed good. Sometimes if the outer seal is broke, you can get a good deal. You know, they'll be selling it cheap. As long as the inner seal is okay. There's really no inner seal on that one. Sometimes that one is sealed down here. But you can see that one there really was no inner seal. That's not good. Yeah. Because you could slip these off and on. You know, heat it back up, no one would ever know it was off. So that's not good. That should be sealed. Okay, so usually use a shaker. Make sure it's got that steel ball in there because that's what mixes up the powder. Yeah. Buy at least one. Sometimes you can catch them on sale, especially on their website. Mark it with your initial. You know, because if you're using it at the gym, sometimes there's a few people that have the same jug. So you know, if you set it down, you might get mixed up. So I always put my initials on them. I've tried using mayonnaise jars and it doesn't work. Some products will, but with most proteins you can shake it for half an hour and sometimes they just don't mix. How good a protein mixes, that's one of the main selling features, and how well it tastes. You know, of course it's going to taste good if they put a lot of sugar in it, but low sugar and still tastes good, that's a tough one. It's getting late here, so I'm only going to take half a scoop. See, every container will have a scoop. Every scoop size is different. Sometimes the scoop is real small, and sometimes it's big. Okay, so usually I put it in the shaker, but I'm just using the glass for the video, so you can see how well it mixes. And it just tastes like a chocolate shake, you know, just like the chocolate stuff you had when you were a kid. Some taste better than others. You see that mixed up pretty good. Sometimes you have to stir it for a few minutes, but that one mixed right up. Okay, so that tastes pretty good for only a half scoop. Okay, so you can see down inside there, it just looks like a powder. Okay, if you're interested, I have a handful of other videos where I go through this stuff in more detail. You can check those out. I usually don't splurge on something like this. This is one of the more expensive ones, but they had it on sale. I think it was on sale, and then I had a $10 coupon. If you go on GNC's website and give them your email, get on their email list and stuff like that, they send out coupons. I got a $10 coupon in my email, and I went over and I used it on this. So that'll last me probably a couple months at least. So it's better than drinking pop. I drink a lot of coffee too, so this kind of breaks things up a little bit. I use a little bit of protein. Okay. Oh, this is 5.32 pounds. So usually they're 5-pound jugs. So this is 5.33 pounds, I guess. 5.32. I don't know if that would be 5.5 or 5.33, but it's actually more than 5 pounds. You can buy them in 1 pound, 2 pounds. I think I've seen them in 3 pounds. Most of the time, if you're going to take a lot, just try and get the 5 pound. And I think I was talking to one fellow that worked the store a few years back. He actually said to me, roughly $10 a pound, and you can think of that as being a good deal. I think I got this. Well, I got the receipt here in my pocket, I think. The receipt was still in the bag. I walked out the door with tax and everything, $49.99. So that's kind of cheap. You'll see them like twice that price. Okay, so that's cheap for Isolate. That's why I said, I kind of splurged on this one. I think this is only the second or third time in my life I've bought an Isolate, and that's because they're expensive. But I splurge because I'm getting older. I'm trying to diet, so this is supposed to be cleaner protein, 1 gram of sugar. Okay, make sure you get a shaker. You might even want to get 2 or 3. Use 1 shaker just for your protein, because the protein will stick to the sides. And once a week, wash it out good. Get yourself a brush. You can get a brush like this at Dollar Tree for $1. Wash out the inside good at least once a week. I wouldn't wash it out good every day. You'll drive yourself crazy. Usually on the protein, once a week is good. And you might want to take like a knife and scrape down the sides a little bit, because the protein will stick to it. I think sometimes too I'll even put like a teaspoon of bleach in there and shake it around. That kind of helps cut the protein stuck to the sides. Of course, you got to rinse it out good with soap and water. So. If you take it to the gym too, rinse off the outside with bleach. You don't need much. Half a teaspoon of bleach in the sink, and rinse off the outside, because there's all kind of diseases floating around the gym, especially that staph. I'm sure you heard of staph. You don't want that on the outside of your shaker. Okay, see ya. Bye.